Good morning. Hey, you like my new Kill Crew shirt? This is not sponsored by Kill Crew, but I've been noticing that they have been all the rage, and honestly, I can see why. The designs are fucking tight, you know? Reminds me of that young LA style. I don't know. Is the Miami rubbing off on me? What's good, everybody? So we're gonna be talking about AI in 2026. All right, I'm coming at you with my egg whites and my pre-workout energy drink, Swedish fish flavored. Again, not sponsored. I just freaking love this stuff. 200 millis of caffeine down the hatch. Let's freaking go. So there's a lot of confusion going around right now with AI and like where that leaves us, and is copywriting dead? Is email marketing dead? And so let me lay all of that to rest right now in this video. Okay, so first of all, with AI, what it's done is it's made it a must. So you can't just be necessarily not using AI as a beginner or as anybody in the space, especially a copywriter. There was this time in the past when copywriting was this like ancient forbidden art where it was a chemically like perfectly blended form of words in an alchemical process that somehow just magically printed money. Okay. And people still view sales and copywriting in a very coveted way, but not quite the same way. They're not like as worried about, you know, a word series being crafted perfectly, because cheap copy has been commoditized. You know, in the past, a beginner copywriter, either that be a business owner or a freelancer, they would have a blank page and they would be stuck and they wouldn't know what to do. And so getting any kind of output would be harder. You know, I remember 5 years ago when I first got started having a blank screen and being stuck and how challenging that was at certain times. So I freaking get it. But now, any beginner can ask Claude to write some copy. And unfortunately, that also means that we have to sift through a bunch of crappy copy out in the wild. So the market's getting flooded. And so soon the consumers are also going to be blind to it. So copywriting is going to have to get better and better and better as time goes on. But thank goodness, because the people who know how to use AI are getting better at copywriting naturally, or the ones that have all the context, all the frameworks and strategies, such as me, you know. My $58 million email swipe vault, link in the description. That's 18.4 thousand emails that have made my clients and me $58 million total, and have made money for gurus such as Alex Hormozi, 12-figure self-development guru, making 12 billion plus a year. You definitely know him. I can't say the name though. As well as many others. And so when you have the context and you feed it to Claude, it's insanely powerful, okay? Now, with that being said, also, AI has made it insanely easy for copywriters to branch out outside of just writing in a doc. Before, it used to be very complicated. You'd have to learn design, learn copy, learn Zapier, learn how funnels work, learn psychology, all that. You know, now some of that reigns true still, but you only have to learn as much as the AI can give you. So like, for example, if you have a wedding funnel that works, you can send a screenshot to Claude and say, mimic this please, and also fix the copy. And as long as it has context of good copy, it actually does a really good job. Okay, and so what's this do for the entire market? One, new business owners that are trying to scale and save money have a better chance to scale and get bigger. So we're in kind of a gray area right now where there's a bunch of new businesses that are booming and getting bigger, but they're not quite big enough to need the help of a bunch of freelancers quite yet. That's going to be happening very shortly here in the next like 6 months. And then once they do, creative strategy will be a little less popular and email marketing will be popular again. That's just the landscape of what's going on right now. And yeah, it's really trippy because creative strategy as a whole, booming out of nowhere, it is a bunch of token maxer kids launching e-commerce brands and just absolutely booming, you know. So e-com email agencies are absolutely crushing right now because e-com is booming so hard. Coaching, there's still people crushing it, but it's not like everyone and their mom is making money or was making money like it was in the past. That was absolutely gangbusters and crazy. And so I would recommend, if you're going to go for coaching clients, to go to ones that are more AI focused, like AI assisted agencies or Claude Skills or stuff like that, because those are still dominating. Ones that just have like a video course or maybe even just a coaching package don't do as hot. Now, that said, you can almost always approach a big influencer online who has a big YouTube and sell them just about anything over a webinar or a challenge, okay? So if you want to be a copywriter for a course and you want to help a YouTuber come out with a program, that still crushes, okay? Because the traffic's warm. But the days of brands scaling up to 9 figures plus with just purely coaching, 9 figures plus a year, is kind of fizzling out unless they're these AI specific agencies like I talked about, or services, or etc. And so it's kind of interesting to see the market change live right now. Let me get a glass of water. Glass of water acquired. And shout out to Under Armour for this awesome gallon water bottle. Again, not sponsored, just love Amazon. But all that being said, don't fret. Copywriting is not dead. Now, would I tell you to be a copywriter if you plan on launching a course to copywriters or to help people become a copywriter? No. Unfortunately, that's not doing so hot right now because I have to constantly explain myself and just get people to understand that copywriting is not dead, and there's a bunch of other avenues and revenues to make money with it. And it's the core and backbone of online marketing and psychology. Okay, but the trend on YouTube of make money with copywriting was like riding hard for 4 years there, but it's kind of fizzled off. Like, meaning people don't want to quit their job to be a copywriter because they're already afraid of their job being replaced. And so they also think copywriting is under that umbrella unless they sit down and listen to me explain the entire process. I believe that the term copywriter is going to be turned more into brand scaler or growth operator. That's been more popular in the past. We have a lot of 20-year-olds on Instagram promoting that you can be a growth operator, which just means you scale up information brands like courses and stuff like that. As a beginner without knowing anything. I would argue that that's insanely hard because you have to know how to convert traffic, cold traffic, like run ads, run funnels, all that. It's easy. Anybody can write a webinar and convert it to a YouTube audience with people that already loves and likes them, because they trust them, they want to buy their stuff. Like if Logan Paul launched a course on looks maxing, it would crush, even though normal logical people like me know I don't want to learn how to get lip filler and Botox and smash my face with a hammer. You know what I mean? Like clavicular. But that doesn't matter, okay? Because people would still buy it. Okay, now I don't say that to go do that, okay, by any means. You want to only do stuff that's ethical and feels good in your heart. Otherwise, that'll crush your business. We'll talk more about that later. I see it time and time again. I'm in a very unique situation where I get to see the inside of tons of big brands like the ones I talked about, and then also my 100 plus copywriters inside of Full Stack Email Marketer. And so I get to see what they're struggling with and what they're moving forward with in life and what they're not moving forward with in life. And so, yeah, it's very trippy, but the landscape of AI is just it's putting nitrous oxide and a nitrous fuel onto everything and blowing it up. I'm not sure if it's nitrous oxide. Yeah, it is. Someone's gonna light me up in the comments. It is though. But anyway, it's just putting nitrous on everyone's skills. And if you have zero skills, it's gonna give nitrous to bullshit. If you have good skills and good context, or if you buy a program that gives you lots of skills and context, it's gonna put nitrous on that. Okay, and so this process isn't going anywhere. Now, specifically, I'm the email marketing guy, so where is email marketing going? Okay, and specifically, I have 7-figure wins in ecom, but I have 8-figure wins and even bigger wins in the course space. So like, where does that leave us? Big brands value email marketing because it's, believe it or not, it's actually very easy to hit spam if you send the email the wrong way. And someone has to constantly manage it and prune it and build it. And so again, we're in kind of a gray area while these newer brands scale. Creative strategy is so hot right now because a lot of these teenagers are token maxing, scaling up e-com brands. And then if your skill is just if your copywriting skill is just one step ahead of them, AKA you say you're a creative strategist, but all you did was buy a course and they didn't buy a course, then that means now you got the client and you're able to charge high ticket rates. Like my student Jan just got a $10,000 a month deal. He just got another one. Jan Artigas, shout out to him. Dude, you're awesome. I'm gonna connect you with Cam. You guys are gonna hang out in Bali. That's one thing I love to do is I love to connect my students together and also connect with them and meet up with them. And shit, when I had a bigger crib, I had a 2-bedroom. I got rid of it because I'd like to travel and I feel bad paying a ridiculous amount for 2 bedrooms. Like I feel okay spending $3K a month now when I'm spending and just not even really being here. That's fine with me. But yeah, I had students staying in my guest bedroom. That was so freaking fun. And then, because we got to change their life. Like, Yogi and Cam, they slept in the same room in a small kind of space because at one point it was crowded. And they were good, had a good attitude about it. But, oh, hey there, buddy. But yeah, Cam went from borrowing $200 from my friend Michael to scaling up to $13K a month thanks to Yogi and I giving him business advice. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Be a copywriter. Copywriting is not dead. But anyway, so make sure you don't give up on your dreams, okay? The core of what we all want is the same, right? We all want freedom. We all want to live on our laptop. We all want to have as little calls as possible. We all want to travel the world. We all want to spend as much time with our friends and family as possible and live the laptop lifestyle. That's all possible with copywriting. The term copywriting is changing though. It is for sure. Falling into different categories like email marketing. That's still a hardcore thing and it always will be. People have always been opening emails and loving emails and making money from emails. It's not going anywhere. It's booming even harder now thanks to AI. Creative strategy too. Just like they need emails on the back end, they need ads on the front end. So now you can get a client, you can write their emails, you can get them through creative strategy. That seems to be really hot right now. Then you can keep them with email marketing. So that's like a recurring trending cycle where you're doing stuff. And you can even use Claude to write a webinar funnel for them using my frameworks and stuff and make them a quick 10, 100K. Like what I charge is 20% of all gross revenue. If they don't want to do my 5 to 6K a month retainer, I charge 20% of sales, gross revenue, and then I just say, hey, we down to do a webinar. Then I break down the math, like a good registration rate, a good show up rate to get people on the webinar, and then a good conversion rate. And for the offer price, I'm like, okay, if we can get 50K in sales, then I'll take 20%, that's 10K. And so I do have only email marketing jobs where I'm making 10K a month from them. And it's been amazing, it's been crazy. And it's like, I've even had some gigs where there's been some errors in their back end and they just needed something fixed quick. And I've just literally logged into a Gmail account and then made 10K. Like I've literally just like connected their email account to get them verified in the DNS records, which is like really simple. You can learn how to do, but it does take some expertise. And then I fix their email deliverability and they pay me 10K. And that was just a couple months ago. And so don't fall into the category of thinking that this is dying and all that. That's like saying people don't need marketing. As long as people have stuff to sell, someone's always going to have to sell it. Okay, call it whatever you want. Okay, that's what we're doing out here. We're making a shit ton of money doing email marketing for people. It's really fun, reliable, stable, easy, badass. And so I will forever fall into that market, okay? Now, let's put the cherry on top of this conversation, and just finalize this of like, oh, but Christian, like what if there's like a quantum superbot that like does everything and like, oh my God, it can, I don't know why I was like a complaining, like kind of flamboyant guy there, but basically, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, okay? God, I can talk to anybody in my building right now, which is full of a bunch of white collar workers, okay, mostly entrepreneurs, and I can say, hey, are you worried about the quantum superbot taking your job? And they're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, of course, anybody can be, you know? But how's that helpful? I can also say, oh, the sun is having problems. There could be a solar flare and we could all die. Like, go watch Doomsday Preppers. I think it's on TLC or some channel like that. And just realize you can get caught up with freaking anything. And by the way, if there is some quantum supercomputer bot in a bunker of China or Russia that's like out there trying to take over the world, well, guess what? No fucking BizOp course or business opportunity course or career or college degree or anything is safe. So what are we gonna do? Just give up? What's your plan? What's our plan? No, seriously, I've been asked this question. It's totally fair and understandable. Let's confront this. Like, what are we gonna do? Give up on our dreams? Not make money online? Not travel the world? Not go like find our life partner if we don't have one already? Not go change the world? Not make the world a better place? Not have fun, freedom, passion, joy, and love? Because there's some quantum super bot that's gonna, should we just like play World of Warcraft and like Doom and Goon and all that? No, that's ridiculous. Like, so we should just give up? No, of course not. We're not giving up. And email marketing is not going anywhere. The psychology of selling stuff is not going anywhere. If anything, you'll just have to get more comfortable using these tools to get the outcome we want. So I'm right now having email marketers at least learn landing pages, because now guess what? If you can make a landing page, meaning if you can screenshot it and give it to Claude and say, make me a landing page, it'll just print you a landing page, and now you can build a webinar funnel for people for warm traffic, and that's not going anywhere. Social media is not going anywhere. People will always want to follow real people, and they'll always want to hear real content. As soon as someone finds out a creator is AI, who the F gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, no, seriously, like as soon as people find out a copy is AI written or content is AI made or anything, immediately the comments light it up saying AI, 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 and no one gives a shit. I've even been accused of my shit being AI, and it's like, it's because my video was grainy and I just like combed through a park right next to my house real quick on my video. And it was kind of blurry, and then people were like, AI, AI, AI. And now I can't post anything without people saying it's AI. I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, I'll take it as a compliment. My life must be so awesome that it's like AI. No, the truth is, Miami's so dope and crazy that everything already looks AI generated. That's the real hack. Move somewhere so crazy and awesome that it looks AI generated, that you get accused of being AI generated, that your car gets accused of being AI generated in your humble apartment and all that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Your travel adventures, going to Europe, it's not that crazy, everybody. Okay, it's called making $25K a month as an email marketer. Full stack email marketer, baby. So I digress. Hopefully this has helped clear up some of the concerns and issues related to copywriting and AI as a whole, because I just really need to make it clear with you, the people that are absolutely crushing it and in the know and making all the money from it, this is what's going on right now. And we're not having closed conversations behind closed doors of like, oh, I don't know if we're going to go out of business one day. It's like, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That's not even a conversation that we're having right now. Okay. Now, just like anything, you know, I'm like any good person. Like, I have some food and water reserves in my apartment in case a hurricane hits. Okay. So I'm not saying don't be prepared and don't be an idiot, but by giving up, you are essentially going into a hurricane with no food and water. You know, and if anything, if you're that worried about a quantum computer taking your job, instead of giving up, rise to the occasion and learn AI, and let's make some fucking money. Okay? Yes! All right? So everybody, let me pump you up with those good vibes, okay? Because this is the freaking truth, okay? I could care less if you decide to do copywriting or not, or use AI or not, but I care about you as a person, and I want you to live the life of your wildest dreams, because I know what it feels like to hate my life working at Costco and cooking chicken and feeling I'm living a lie. I feel like I'm not living my life. So if you resonate with any of this information, drop a fire emoji in the comments section and subscribe if you aren't already, because I have your back, and let's freaking go. Mad love, fam.